everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Leandra. I'm so excited today because we are doing Outstanding Women Part 2 and I have a phenomenal woman. Her name is Pastor Cynthia Chirinda. She's a certified life coach. She's not just a life coach, but a certified one. I want you to hear me well. And she's also an author and a strategist. And I'm so delighted to be interviewing her today because she's going to be sharing her success stories with us, and I'm very much confident that you're going to learn much from her. Welcome, Pastor Cynthia. Welcome to Above Mediocrity.
I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Leandra, and to all the viewers who are joining us. This is exciting. I really hope that we're going to have some engaging interactions.
Yes, definitely we are. Okay, so I'll go straight into my first question, which is basically, may you please tell us a bit about yourself and how you have come to be where you are today? Just a brief introduction of who you are and what made you be who you are today.
Okay, now that can be quite a mouthful, but I'll start at the very beginning.
Oh.
And I think sometimes the great things in life or the most powerful things in life are birthed from a place of adversity. So I am the fifth child of my father and my mother. And when I did come into the family, I wasn't exactly welcome. I was one of those oops babies.
Ah.
So yes. So that then sets the background for my upbringing, my childhood, which was in deep rural Chivu. So I'm a very strong rural background. Back here in Zimbabwe, we call them SRBs.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So what that means is that's what molded my upbringing. So I grew up in a lot of solitude, just taking care of the cattle, the sheep, the goats, farming and stuff like that from a very early age. It's actually very possible for people to give up on life to when they go through molestation and abuse, like I did, all types of abuse, sexual, verbal, and all of those things can break you. And it's not everyone that can easily get up from it.
No, and whilst you're there,
Mm.
Pastor Cynthia, it's not easy to talk about sexual abuse, especially in our community, because I mean, there's just the stigmatization around it. I think maybe I'll then want you to answer this question when you're done to say, how did you rise from sexual abuse, especially, and how did you rise from rejection? Because when you're a person who is rejected, you always feel like you're a second-class citizen. You don't feel it now. And so, I mean, after this, I just want you to share with someone, the people out there who are feeling rejected right now and who always feel we always have to work twice to be noticed. How can they manage? And, we can get into that after you're done with this first question. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. I will touch on that. So that definitely formed the backdrop of where Cynthia came from. And you must know that the name that I had been given, actually, because of the circumstances I've been born in, was and is Dambudzo. So that then became the second name on my birth certificate, even now on my national identity documents. So names, names have a bearing. They have a bearing spiritually. They have a bearing emotionally. So already you're contending with a lot. So you then realize that the fact that you have managed to build within you a strong, resilient spirit is a miracle because your environment is dictating that you should stay down.
Yes.
So when I then got that exposure to contemporary education, I became thirsty and hungry for knowledge. So today I practice as a strategist, I practice as a consultant in areas of leadership development, I practice in areas of human capital development, I practice in areas of communication, a broad strategy, really. And I think that was birthed from that place of adversity where, you become a deep thinker. And having published the number of books that I've published today, it is coming from that place where you feel that, you know what, I've got a story to tell.
Exactly.
Not just so that I can just become a published author, but firstly, it's going to be cathartic, Leandra. It's going to be cathartic. It's going to help my healing, Because
Yes.
the
So.
secret things, the things that we keep in secret, Leandra,
Mm,
those are the things that the enemy, the
mm,
adversary, uses to hit at us, to attack us.
exactly. Oh, yes.
So once you expose them to the light, it's like, yeah, yeah, what do you have on me? What do you have
Exactly.
on me? Everything
Yeah.
is out there.
Yeah. It
So
is.
that's why I'm a life coach. That's why I'm an author. That's what inspires me
Mm,
to be even an entrepreneur,
mhm,
because I grew up in very dire economic
mm,
hardships, very dire. So I understand what it is not to have.
mhm,
So I make sure that I work very hard and I raise other people as well to do
mhm,
the same. So
mhm.
I think in a nutshell, that's my background, Leandra.
That's quite inspiring, Pastor Cynthia, because I think out there we do have a lot of people who've gone through what you've gone through. And to be honest, they haven't actually managed to live out of it and they haven't managed to pull themselves up. But the fact that you've managed to do so and you're encouraging young women like me, to pull myself up, because pulling yourself up is your responsibility. You don't put that
Yeah.
on anybody else. It's your personal responsibility. And let's say there's somebody who's watching this video and they would want to know how they can be mentored or how they can be part of the Women Politicians Incubator Zimbabwe. I mean, what words do you have for them?
I'm saying there is not a better time to start than right now. If you are in a community right now where you are, if you're in a ward, make sure whenever there is need for leadership to be elected, you are there.
Yes.
You are there. You need to know what's happening in your community.
Mm-hmm.
Don't wait for them to start advertising vacancies. Look and see the need. I always say lead from where you are.
Wow.
Your community needs water, your community needs, health and sanitation issues. Why don't you rise up, get a group of people together, develop a think tank,
Mm-hmm.
begin to look at partners, begin to look at how you can create some mobilization force amongst the community, within the community, with the resources that you have to build that community. So it's not about just going right all the way up to the top and submitting your name with ZEC. Start from where you are. Don't wait for someone to call for the elections. And when they do, make sure you're there.
You
Make
stand,
sure your voice is heard.
take up
Yeah,
space boldly,
absolutely.
confidently. I like that.
Mhm.
And it leads me to my next question because I was looking at one of your books. It says, "Can the whole woman stand up?" I was amazed by that title because I thought, okay, am I a whole woman myself? And what does it mean to be a whole woman? Please tell me more about that book and the title, how you came up with the title, and maybe a bit about the book. Yeah. Because if anyone wants to read more, they have to buy the book. So please just tell us a little
Yeah.
bit. Just tell us a little bit so that people can then be able to buy on their own.
Leandra, I have an affinity for wholeness. Anything to do with wholeness, I want to speak into it. I've already shared about my background, having gone through sexual abuse, having gone through rejection, having gone through an upbringing where there's no one to protect. When I'm talking about the whole woman, I'm saying, yes, it's one thing for Cynthia to arise to the fullness of her stature
Mhm,
physically at
mhm,
1.68 meters, which is my measurement when I'm standing.
mhm,
But if my finances are limping,
mhm,
if my emotions are damaged and I'm carrying loads of emotional baggage,
mhm,
please, somebody help me. You know, if spiritually I'm not pivoted, I am not centered,
mhm.
I am not in a place where I can say, you know what, I am receiving
Yes.
spiritual strengthening. I have got a divine connection with my maker.
Mhm,
I can fellowship
mhm,
with the supernatural world.
mhm.
I tend to think that we are shortchanging what God created us to be.
Sure, sure.
So for me, the title of that book is a command. It's
Mhm.
not a question.
Okay.
Because yes, the whole woman can stand up. And
Mm,
I'm saying, can she stand up right now to
mhm.
the fullness of her stature?
Wow.
If she's not able to get up by herself, Leandra, She needs to begin to look out for confidants. She needs to begin to look out for mentors.
Wow.
She needs to surround herself with people
Yes.
that can be able to strengthen her and say, baby, you can do this. They can begin to say, yeah, we can see you're limping. Yeah, we can see you were hit with a bullet there. The guy broke your heart. Yeah, we can see you've been deceived. Yeah, we can see you were once rejected, but baby girl, you can stand up.
Yeah.
I'm going to go hold your right hand. I'm going to walk with you until those ligaments are strong. So we need a whole tribe of good social capital around us.
Yes.
But nobody going to do that for us. Nobody going to go out there and be looking out for what works for you if you yourself are not seeking out for wholeness.
Yes.
So, you know, one of my favorite scriptures, you know, when we're looking at John chapter 5, you know, Jesus is having this conversation with this guy who has been at the pool of Bethesda for 38 years.
38.
Yeah. And you know, he doesn't go and ask him some question which is out of this world. He asks him a simple question.
Yes.
He says, do you want to be made whole? Do you, who is not well, who is limping, who has been heartbroken,
yes,
who has failed, who has gone through sickness, who's grieving, do you want to be made whole? But sometimes we've got so many excuses, you know.
Oh, yes.
I mean, the guy could have just said, yeah, you know, Jesus, I've been waiting for this moment.
He
could have said that.
He didn't.
But no. He's like, oh, when the angel comes to stir the water, people go before me, and you know, I don't get a chance now. So, you know, you've got all these conversations going on, and you know, the woman sometimes becomes too the boss. That's what I call it. Okay. She now talks too much unnecessarily.
And less extra.
Yeah. Just say, you know what, I want to get up. I want to be made whole. Yes. And I'm making a decision right now that whatever happens to me in 2020, whatever happened to me before the 23rd of January 2021 is in the past. Yes. But today I'm making a decision to get up, to walk, to stand up tall. Yes. So that's why I wrote that book. That book is about celebrating resilience. It profiles women who have gone through amazingly painful, traumatic situations, real life true stories, you know, in there. I profile amazing women like Divine Lukula, her journey as an entrepreneur. And one of, you know, she has made us so proud as Zimbabweans and Africans and as women, you know. Yes, she shares how she started. So I wrote this book to inspire the woman who's thinking it cannot be done. Baby girl, you can do it. Yeah. You can rise again like a phoenix. So yeah, I'm passionate about that book. I love it. I think you can see I'm excited. I
can see from the way you're talking. I think if you're watching this, you need to get yourself that book because I mean, just from listening, personally, I believe it's an amazing book and it's filled with so much, you know, for us to learn and grasp. Yes. And so, have you ever heard any aha moments, you know, you call it, that made you think your approach to life, rethink your approach to life, and you think, you know what, I haven't been doing things the right way. I think I need to strategize and move this direction for me to be able to accomplish success. Have you ever had such moments? Maybe you can just share with us.
I've had so many of them, so many. And I'll tell you, maybe let me just comment and say, one of the reasons why we don't get to have aha moments is when we don't spend enough time in solitude, when we don't allow ourselves to find reflective and introspective moments. So for me, Cynthia is a mother of 5 children.
Wow.
Now you've got to understand.
So young, like, oh my goodness. You're looking good.
Thank you for that compliment, Leandra. Thank you. And being a mom of 5 means that I'm juggling all sorts of balls at any particular given time in terms of just responsibilities, things that need my attention, being an entrepreneur, being in ministry, being a consultant, and just being so many other things. And I think one of my biggest aha moments came at a point when I realized that I had become so engrossed in motherhood to a point where I had ignored who Cynthia is.